stop scrolling. If you're earning good money right now, but still can't save a single dollar by the end of the month, the problem isn't your salary. It's your zip code. There are entire countries in Asia right now where the average professional takes home more, pays less tax, and lives better than people earning double in the West. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 10, ranked by real salary data, tax brackets, and cost of living, not vibes. Number 1 on this list isn't the one you're expecting, and honestly, when I first pulled the numbers, I didn't believe it either. Let's get into it. Here's the problem most working professionals have with relocation content. It's either digital nomad fluff about beaches and co-working cafes, or it's dry government statistics nobody can actually use to make a decision. This video is neither. Every country on this list was scored on 4 things that actually matter to someone with a real career: job market strength, average professional salary, tax burden, and cost of living relative to income. If you ever thought, I make decent money, so why does it feel like I'm barely getting by? Stick around. Some of these answers are going to sting a little. Drop your current country in the comments before we start. I want to see how many of you are already living in one of these 10. Kicking off at number 10, Vietnam. Here's the insight most people miss. Vietnam's economy has been growing faster than almost anywhere else in Southeast Asia, and multinational companies are pouring manufacturing, tech, and finance jobs into Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. For a mid-level professional, think marketing manager, engineer, finance analyst, you're looking at a monthly take-home that would barely cover rent in Singapore. But here it covers a modern 1-bedroom apartment, all your bills, eating out most nights, and still leaves room to save. The catch? Personal income tax climbs fast once you're earning well. Vietnam's top bracket kicks in earlier than you'd expect. And bureaucracy for work permits can be slow. Number 9, Malaysia. And this one is criminally underrated. Kuala Lumpur has one of the lowest costs of living of any capital city in Asia. English is basically a second official language in business. And Malaysia runs a specific visa, the NM2H program, built almost entirely around attracting foreign professionals and their income. Here's the payoff. Your money genuinely stretches further here than almost anywhere else on this list. Rent for a nice condo in a good part of KL can cost a third of what you'd pay in Singapore, which is a 45-minute flight away. The trade-off is job market depth. Malaysia is fantastic if you're remote, freelance, or transferring within a multinational. Less ideal if you're hoping to walk in and get hired locally at a senior level. If remote work is part of your plan, comment remote, so I know how many of you are thinking about this differently than a traditional relocation. Number 8, Thailand. Thailand just made a move that changed everything for professionals. The long-term resident visa, built specifically for skilled workers and remote employees, with serious tax advantages if you qualify. Here's the insight. Thailand isn't trying to compete on salary. Local wages are modest. The play here is arbitrage. You earn in dollars, pounds, or euros, and you spend in baht. Under that model, a mid-range professional income turns into an upper-class lifestyle in Bangkok or Chiang Mai. The catch: if you're trying to get hired by a Thai company rather than bringing your income with you, the math flips. Local salaries won't get you far. Number 7, Taiwan. And this is where the list starts getting serious. Taiwan is the beating heart of the global semiconductor industry, which means engineering, tech, and supply chain professionals are in genuine demand. Not, maybe if you're lucky, demand, but companies actively recruiting internationally. Salaries in tech and engineering here are strong. Healthcare is excellent and affordable. And Taiwan's cost of living sits well below other developed Asian markets, with a similar quality of life. The trade-off: outside of tech, hardware, and education, the local job market is harder to break into as a foreigner, and Mandarin fluency opens doors that stay closed without it. Number 6. South Korea. Here's the insight most relocation videos get wrong about Korea. They focus on the culture and completely ignore the economics. Korea has one of the most advanced economies on earth, world-class infrastructure, and salaries in tech, finance, and corporate roles that rival Western markets. The payoff for professionals. Healthcare quality is excellent and heavily subsidized. Public transit is so good you may never need a car, and safety levels are among the highest of any major economy in the world. But, and this matters, work culture in traditional Korean corporations can mean long hours and rigid hierarchy. If you're joining a multinational or foreign firm's sole office, this is far less of an issue. If you're joining a local conglomerate, know what you're signing up for. Would you trade a bit of work-life balance for this level of infrastructure and safety? Let me know below. I read every comment on this one. We're halfway through, and countries 7 through 10 where the value plays. Starting now, we shift into the power plays, the countries where salary, tax structure, and career growth all peak at the same time. If you've made it this far, you're about to see why number 1 made me rewrite this entire list twice. Number 5. Japan. Japan is facing a demographic crisis, an aging population and shrinking workforce, and the government's response has been to aggressively open doors for skilled foreign professionals through the highly skilled professional visa, which fast-tracks permanent residency in as little as 1 to 3 years. The insight here: Japan's cost of living outside central Tokyo is far more reasonable than people assume. Healthcare is excellent, and infrastructure is unmatched. For professionals in tech, engineering, and finance, salaries are competitive and rising specifically to attract foreign talent. The trade-off is language. Daily life is very manageable without Japanese, but career ceiling and full social integration usually require it. Number 4. Qatar. This is where the tax conversation gets serious. Qatar charges zero personal income tax. Not low zero. Combine that with tax-free salaries in finance, energy, aviation, and consulting that are often higher than equivalent roles in Europe or the US, and the math becomes hard to ignore. Housing allowances are commonly built into compensation packages. Healthcare is high quality, and safety levels are extremely high. The trade-off: this is a contract-based economy. Job security is tied directly to your employer and visa sponsorship, and the social and cultural environment is more conservative than what many Western professionals are used to. This is a country for building wealth fast, not necessarily a forever home for everyone. Tax-free salary or better work-life balance? Which matters more to you at this stage of your career? Comment your answer. Number 3. Hong Kong. If you work in finance, banking, or law, Hong Kong is probably already on your radar. And for good reason. It's one of the most important financial centers on the planet. English is fully embedded in business and legal life, and the tax system here is almost shockingly simple compared to what most professionals are used to. Here's the insight. Hong Kong runs one of the lowest and flattest personal income tax rates of any major financial hub in the world, nowhere close to the tax burden you'd carry in the US, UK, or most of Europe for an equivalent salary. The catch is cost of living. Hong Kong has some of the most expensive housing on earth. Full stop. This ranks at number 3 not because it's cheap, but because the income to tax to opportunity ratio for skilled finance and legal professionals is genuinely one of the best in the world. You'll pay a premium to live here, but you'll keep far more of what you earn while doing it. Number 2. The UAE. Like Qatar, the UAE charges zero personal income tax. But what pushes it ahead is diversity of industry. Tech, finance, real estate, media, logistics, tourism, meaning far more job variety than a single-sector economy. Dubai and Abu Dhabi have also rolled out long-term golden visas specifically targeting skilled professionals and entrepreneurs. offering 10-year residency without needing employer sponsorship, a massive shift from just a few years ago. The trade-off is similar to Qatar's. Cultural norms are more conservative, and cost of living in Dubai specifically has climbed sharply in recent years, especially housing. Abu Dhabi remains comparatively more affordable with the same tax benefits. Would you take a 10-year visa with zero income tax if it meant living somewhere culturally very different from home? Let's hear it in the comments. Now, most videos like this would put the UAE at number 1, purely because of the tax number. And honestly, for the first draft of this script, I nearly did too. But when you run the actual numbers, salary against cost of living, tax burden against career growth, and quality of life against how achievable it is for a normal working professional, not just a banker or an executive, one country pulled ahead that almost nobody puts at number 1, because it doesn't win on any single metric. It wins on all 4 at once. Number 1, Singapore. The UAE and Qatar win on tax. Hong Kong wins on tax-to-income ratio. Japan and Korea win on infrastructure. But Singapore is the only country on this entire list that scores near the top in every single category at once. Job market depth across finance, tech, and consulting. A tax system that's genuinely favorable for skilled professionals. A legal and business environment ranked among the most efficient on earth. And a quality of life, safety, healthcare, cleanliness, connectivity that's hard to match anywhere in Asia. Yes, cost of living is high. And yes, housing will take a real bite out of your paycheck. But when you weigh everything, not just what you keep, but what you're actually building a career and a life around, Singapore comes out on top not because it's extreme in one direction, but because it has no real weakness across any of the 4 categories that opened this video. This is the country where the math, the lifestyle, and the career growth all line up at the same time. Surprised by number 1? Comment, called it, if you saw this coming, or comment, in a way, if you expected something else entirely. I want to see which one wins. So that's the list. 10 countries, ranked by real numbers, not just nice photos. Here's the thing though, knowing where to go is only half the equation. The other half is knowing how to actually get there, which visas move fastest, which employers are hiring foreigners right now, and which of these countries are about to change their rules in ways that make this window close. That's exactly what I break down every week on this channel. Real relocation data for working professionals, not tourist fluff. If this video saved you hours of research, do me one favor, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because next week I'm covering the countries in this region you should absolutely avoid moving to in 2026, and the reasons might surprise you more than this list did. Drop a comment with which country from today's list you're most seriously considering. I read and reply to every single one. See you in the next video.